Beneath the surface of this emotional tension lies a more human reality, one that revolves around uncertainty, loyalty, and timing rather than secrecy or hidden agendas. Your partner is experiencing a conflict between wanting to be honest with you and feeling unready to present a complete picture of their circumstances. Their family's involvement has intensified this inner struggle, not necessarily out of opposition to you, but out of concern, misunderstanding, or protective instincts shaped by their own perspective. What appears from the outside as resistance is, in truth, a mixture of hesitation and emotional overload. The situation is not defined by dramatic confrontation, but by a series of difficult conversations that have yet to find resolution. Everyone involved is trying, in their own imperfect way, to navigate a sensitive transition where relationships are evolving faster than comfort allows. For you, this may feel uncertain or confusing, but at its core, it reflects a moment where communication is still forming rather than breaking. The path forward will depend less on dramatic revelations and more on steady, honest dialogue when all parties are ready to speak without pressure. I see your mind trying to process a truth that feels too heavy and too sudden. You feel blindsided. You feel confused. You feel like life has taken a turn you didn't sign up for. But my child, before your heart breaks into fear, let me show you what your eyes cannot yet see. Let me show you the truth that has been hidden behind this shock. This baby, yes, this very child, is connected to your destiny. Their soul recognized your soul before you ever knew they existed. And heaven has woven your energy into their path for a reason that will soon unfold. Do not think this is a chapter of betrayal. Do not think this is a chapter of loss. This is not a wound sent to remove you from your soulmate's life. This is a miracle place to bring you closer to the truth of who you are and who you are becoming. My child, your soulmate has been carrying a storm inside them for months. They have been fighting battles you never saw. They have cried tears you were not there to witness. They were trying to protect you from pain they thought you could not handle. The distance, the silence, the confusion, the mixed signals, they were not signs of your love dying. They were signs of a soul drowning in fear and not knowing how to reach for you. They never stopped thinking about you. They never stopped loving you. They never stopped longing for you, even during the moments when they felt trapped, alone, or overwhelmed. Their soul whispered your name. But my child, they made choices from fear, not from truth. They made decisions thinking they could handle everything alone. And now, they stand in a room, holding a newborn child, and the first person their heart thought of was you. Do you understand what this means? Their soul is still tied to yours. Even in their most vulnerable moment, your name rose in their heart like a prayer. And heaven listened. Heaven watched. Heaven felt the ache between two souls who were always meant to walk toward each other, even if the road looks confusing right now. My child, let me tell you something you have not realized yet. This baby's arrival is not an ending. It is the beginning of a truth that you were always destined to see. Your presence in this child's life carries a purpose you have not discovered. Your soul will guide them, your energy will protect them, and your connection to your soulmate will grow, not break, because of this child. You feel shocked because you are human. You feel hurt because you have a heart. You feel scared because you think this moment means you have lost something. But in reality, you are gaining a new chapter you never expected. A chapter filled with healing, revelation, divine timing, and the uncovering of secrets that have been hidden for years. This child's birth is not a punishment. It is not a sign that you are being replaced. It is a spiritual message wrapped inside human events. It is a signal from heaven that the truth between you and your soulmate is bigger than anything the world can ever break. My child, the soul of this baby carries something connected to you, a piece of your destiny, a piece of your healing, a piece of your future. And I know you are asking inside, but God, how? How is that possible? listen softly to my voice. You have walked through pain, loneliness, abandonment, heartbreak, and misunderstandings. You have fought battles alone, even when you were surrounded by people. Your heart has been waiting for clarity for a long time, and today, heaven has begun revealing it. This moment is not accidental. This baby is not random. Your soulmate's connection to you has not ended. Something powerful is about to unfold. Your soulmate is carrying guilt right now, trembling, wondering how you will react when the truth reaches you. They fear losing you forever. They fear that this moment has destroyed their chance to love you the way their soul always wanted to. Motions inside emotionally charged situations often evolve in ways that are not immediately visible to those observing from the outside. What looks like secrecy or distance is frequently a mixture of stress, uncertainty, and incomplete communication rather than hidden intent. People under pressure tend to construct narratives that help them survive emotionally, even when those narratives are not fully accurate. Families or close observers may sense intensity and try to interpret it as a single defining truth, when in reality, it is layered and shifting. In such moments, emotional overload can make even ordinary interactions feel symbolic, which increases misunderstanding on all sides. Much of what is perceived as destiny is often just the human mind trying to find structure in uncertainty. Instead of a hidden cosmic script, what usually exists is a complicated emotional process that unfolds unevenly over time. When new information appears, it can feel overwhelming not because it is supernatural, but because it challenges previous assumptions. Meaning becomes clearer when people slow down their interpretation and allow facts, timing, and communication to settle naturally, rather than forcing immediate conclusions. What once felt like a hidden or overwhelming revelation often turns out to be a gradual unfolding of context that was never fully visible at the start. With patience, what seems emotionally intense today can be re-evaluated tomorrow with greater clarity, reducing fear and increasing understanding between everyone involved in the situation. Rather than assuming hidden meanings, it becomes healthier to recognize uncertainty as part of human experience, rather than evidence of predetermined outcomes. This approach helps stabilize emotions and keeps relationships grounded in reality, instead of speculation leading to calmer perspectives and better communication overall balance. Yes, my child, this is the part no one saw coming. You think this entire situation happened between your soulmate and another person. But heaven sees wider than your eyes. Heaven sees the karmic threads woven between souls. Heaven sees the truth buried under pain, fear, and brokenness. Let me take you back, my child, back to the time when you felt lonely, abandoned, misunderstood, back to the time when you felt someone betrayed you, rejected you, or walked away from you, back to the time when you asked me through tears, "Why am I suffering? Why is my heart always tested?" You did not know it then. But the person who caused you deep pain in your past, the one who wounded your heart or left scars in your soul, is spiritually and karmically connected to this entire situation. The baby that has entered the world today carries a karmic thread that links back to your story, not just your soulmate's. This is why your energy shook when the baby cried for the first time. This is why you felt something pulling inside your spirit. This is why your heart felt a strange mix of pain, confusion, and recognition. My child, your soulmate has been living with secrets inside their heart, not secrets of betrayal, but secrets of trauma, fear, and emotional pain. They did not tell you everything, because they did not want you to carry their burden. They tried to protect you, even when their own world was falling apart. And behind this situation lies a truth that will ease your soul. Your soulmate never belonged to the other person. Their heart never stayed there. Their spirit never bonded there. Their soul always remained tied to you. The connection that led to this baby was not a choice of love. It was a collision of past pain, confusion, and spiritual debts that needed to be cleared in this lifetime. And my child, The moment this baby took its first breath, that karmic cycle broke. Something that was haunting your story for years has finally been released. Your soulmate does not know the spiritual depth of what has happened. They only feel guilt, fear, and the weight of truth. They think you will walk away. They think you will judge them. They think you will see them differently. They think they have lost the chance to ever hold your hand again. But what they don't know, my child, is that heaven is preparing your heart to understand, not to punish. Let me show you something deeper, something your soul already knows, something your mind is now ready to see. This child is not the result of betrayal. This child is the result of a divine correction, a reset, a cleansing, a release of a karmic burden that has been affecting you for years without your knowledge. And now that the cycle has ended, something new is about to begin in your story. My child, do you know why the universe kept your soulmate away at certain times? Do you know why the timing always felt delayed? Do you know why every time you tried to come closer, something unexpected pulled you apart? It was not rejection, it was protection. I was protecting your connection from exploding before the truth was healed. I was preventing a future where both of you carried emotional wounds into your union. And now that the truth has surfaced, the path is clear, the hidden shadows are gone, the cleansing has happened. This baby's birth has opened a doorway in your destiny that was locked until now. A doorway that will bring you clarity, a doorway that will bring you strength, a doorway that will bring you union. Your soulmate is terrified right now. They think you will never forgive them. They think this shock will separate your souls forever. They think everything is ruined, but heaven sees the opposite, because now, finally, the past that was haunting both of you is out of the way. Finally, the truth that was blocking your destiny has surfaced. Finally, the emotional weight has a name, a face, a story, and now your heart is ready to see your soulmate clearly, without illusions, without fears, without shadows. My child, your soulmate's heart is crying for you right now. They want to explain. They want to tell you everything. They want to fall at your feet and beg you to understand. They want to hold you and ask for forgiveness. They want to tell you that their soul has only ever belonged to you, but they do not know how to start. They do not know how to speak. Whispers of uncertainty have a way of settling in when a story feels like it is on the edge of something irreversible. You may not know what comes next, and the space between what was said and what is still hidden can feel heavy enough to change how you breathe. Still, nothing here is meant to be the end of what you feel or what you once believed was possible. What is unfolding is not destruction for its own sake, but a difficult passage through confusion toward clarity. It can feel like a storm, but storms often rearrange what was already unstable rather than erase what is real. The truth approaching now carries weight, and it may challenge the assumptions you have been holding close, especially about connection, intention, and timing. But it is not here to break you. It is here to reveal what could not be seen in the noise of fear and distance. There are moments in life when understanding arrives slowly, not all at once, and those moments often ask for patience more than reaction. As this next layer of the story emerges, it is less about endings and more about perspective shifting, about seeing intention where there was confusion and recognizing emotion that was previously unspoken. What follows is not meant to dictate your response but to offer clarity where there has been uncertainty, allowing you to decide how to move forward with a steadier sense of awareness. While the emotions may feel overwhelming at first, they often settle into understanding once given space, and what once felt confusing can gradually transform into something far more grounded and comprehensible with time and reflection gently unfolding. You have cried because your soulmate kept pulling away. You thought they lost interest. You thought they replaced you. You thought they chose someone else over you. But heaven sees what humans hide. Heaven feels what the heart refuses to speak. Heaven listens to the cries that never escape the mouth, and your soulmate has been crying for you silently, deeply, painfully, "My child, let me show you what your soulmate has been carrying inside their chest. They are scared. They are ashamed. They feel unworthy of your love. They feel like they failed you. They feel like you deserve someone better than them. And they fear that if you knew the truth, you would disappear forever. What they don't know is that heaven has already placed compassion and understanding inside your heart, not because you are weak, but because your soul is strong enough to carry truth with love. Your soulmate is not sitting in happiness right now. They are not celebrating. They are trembling. Their hands shake when they think about you. Their heart becomes heavy when your name crosses their mind, and every breath they take feels like a reminder that they might lose you. My child, they never wanted to hurt you. They never wanted to push you away. They never wanted to be in this situation. But the enemy attacked them at a moment of weakness. Confusion blinded their mind. Loneliness controlled their decisions. Fear guided their actions. And now, they stand in the consequences of a moment they wish they could erase. I see you wondering, but God, how am I supposed to understand this? How am I supposed to forgive this? How do I carry something so heavy? Let me place a truth inside your heart. You are not here to carry the weight of their mistakes. You are here to carry the strength of your soul. You are here to transform pain into wisdom. You are here to turn confusion into clarity. And my child, you are here because heaven has already chosen you to be a healer, not a destroyer, a restorer, not a judge. You are not weak for forgiving. You are powerful for understanding. Now listen closely. There is a reason this situation came to you now. There is a reason you discovered this truth in this exact moment. There is a reason heaven let this unfold before your union with your soulmate. Because if this truth had stayed hidden, it would have poisoned your future together. Secrets become shadows in a relationship. Shadows grow into fear. Fear becomes distance. Distance becomes heartbreak. Heaven refused to let that happen to the connection destined for you. That is why this truth surfaced, not to break you, but to purify the path before you walk on it, not to separate you, but to remove the obstacles that would have come later, not to weaken your bond, but to strengthen it with honesty, clarity, and divine understanding. Now, my child, let me take you deeper into your soulmate's heart. When they held that baby for the first time, their soul whispered your name, their breath became heavy, their eyes filled with tears, and the first fear that entered their heart was not regret about the baby, it was the fear of losing you. They wanted to call you, they wanted to tell you everything. They wanted to collapse into your arms and confess the whole truth. But guilt tied their tongue, shame held their voice hostage, fear told them, you don't deserve them anymore. Your soulmate keeps replaying memories of you in their mind, your smile, your voice, your kindness, your patience, the way you cared even when they didn't know how to show theirs, the way you loved even when they were lost. They know what they have risked, they know what they almost lost, and their soul is screaming inside because they want you back in a way they never wanted before. This is the part of the story where heaven begins to test your heart, not to break it, but to open it. Forgiveness is not about saying, everything is okay. Forgiveness is about understanding that people break when they are hurting, and love becomes stronger only when it survives truth. Your soulmate is ready to change, ready to fix their life, ready to walk toward you with honesty, ready to rebuild themselves just to be worthy of your heart. My child, they will come to you, sooner than you expect. Their voice will crack, their eyes will fill with tears, their hands will tremble, and they will finally speak the truth they have been holding inside for months. They will tell you everything, every fear, every weakness, every mistake. Come closer to these words, because what unfolds here is meant to reach the quietest places within you. You have moved through uncertainty, emotional storms, and questions that pressed heavily on your spirit, yet you remained searching for meaning, even when clarity felt far away. In this unfolding perspective, Nothing you experienced was meaningless. It was shaping you toward a deeper understanding of love, trust, and inner strength. What you believed was a sudden twist in your destiny is actually part of a larger pattern, revealing itself slowly, with purpose rather than chaos. This story is not only about a child or circumstance, it is about transformation at the deepest level of your life path. It is about healing patterns that began long before this moment, patterns that shaped your connections and the way your heart learned to love. You are not being asked to fear what is coming next, but to understand what is finally being revealed. The truth emerging now is not meant to break you, but to bring coherence to everything you have lived through. Even what felt like fear is transforming into clarity, guiding you toward acceptance rather than resistance. And now, beneath all the emotion, there is a quiet knowing forming, steady and undeniable. This knowing is what prepares your heart for what is about to be understood, not as confusion, but as revelation that gently reshapes your understanding of connection and destiny. Everything you once questioned is beginning to align into meaning, showing you that love was never random, never misplaced, but a guiding force leading you toward emotional clarity, personal awakening, and a future that holds deeper understanding than before within your life. It is about freeing your soulmate from a bond that was never meant for them. It is about closing a karmic contract that has been following your life silently. Before I reveal the miracle, let me first take you into the hidden truth your soulmate has been carrying. Your soulmate did not choose to walk into this situation with intention. They walked into it with emptiness, with loneliness, with emotional wounds, with a broken heart that they did not know how to repair. They were searching for comfort, not connection. They were searching for distraction, not love. They were searching for escape, not commitment. My child, they were spiritually lost. The person involved in this situation saw your soulmate's vulnerability and used it, not because they were evil, but because they themselves were broken, insecure, and afraid. They saw your soulmate's emotional weakness and held onto it tightly, but heaven never allowed their hearts to connect deeply. Their souls never aligned, their destinies never intertwined. Your soulmate tried to force themselves to feel something, but their soul kept returning to one place, you. Even when they were physically somewhere else, spiritually they were with you. Even when they were trying to move on, their heart refused. Even when they were trying to forget you, memories of you kept returning. Your name lived inside their heartbeat. Your face lived inside their thoughts. Your energy lived inside their soul. My child, let me place a truth gently inside your spirit. Your soulmate never loved the other person, not even for a moment. Their soul didn't open for them. Their heart didn't grow for them. Their spirit didn't connect with them, because the soul cannot create love where it is not written. But something deeper was happening beneath all this. The person who gave birth today carried a piece of your past, an unresolved wound, an old betrayal, an old trauma, an old karmic debt connected to you. You thought your past pain was just pain, but it was tied to a larger spiritual pattern that needed closure, and this baby's arrival has closed that chapter once and for all. My child, listen. This baby came into the world not to destroy your destiny. This baby came as a soul that chose to enter your life to break an old cycle, to clear the past, to end a karmic loop that has brought you pain lifetime after lifetime. This child is not a curse. This child is not a punishment. This child is a divine reset. And now, my child, here is the miracle. This child's soul has a connection to you, not to your soulmate's past partner. You were spiritually tied to this baby from the moment their soul chose to incarnate. You were meant to guide them. You were meant to protect them. You were meant to be a spiritual anchor in their life. Heaven sent this baby not as a third person to your story, but as a bridge between heartbreak and healing, a bridge between your soulmate's transformation and your union. a bridge that ends the past and opens the future. This is the miracle hidden inside the shock. Now, let me show you your soulmate's heart in this exact moment. They are holding the baby, but they do not feel joy. They feel responsibility, fear, and overwhelming guilt. They are thinking of you with every breath they take. They are terrified that you will never understand. They wish they could turn back time. They wish they could undo everything. They wish they could run to you and fall apart in your arms. Your soulmate is not celebrating a new life. They are breaking from inside, begging heaven for one more chance with you. My child, you are not seeing the full picture yet. Your soulmate has changed. Their soul has shifted. Their heart has awakened. They no longer want shortcuts, temporary comfort, or emotional escape. They finally understand the value of your presence. They finally understand the peace your love gives them. They finally understand that no one can replace what you bring into their life, and they are preparing, slowly, fearfully, painfully, to come toward you with the truth. They will come to you soon, not with excuses, not with lies, not with manipulation, but with honesty that will break their own heart as they speak it. They will tell you, I was weak, I was confused, I was lost, I didn't know how to love myself, I didn't know how to protect your heart. I failed you, but I never stopped loving you. Not for a moment. And my child, when that day comes, you will feel something surprising. You will feel peace, because suddenly everything will make sense. The delays will make sense. The confusion will make sense. The distance will make sense. The emotional chaos will make sense. Moments of deeper realization often arrive in waves, especially when life feels like it is shifting faster than your understanding can keep up. In this reflective unfolding, it may seem as though everything around you is becoming more intense, more symbolic, and more emotionally charged, as if your inner world is responding to changes you cannot yet fully name. This experience is not meant to overwhelm you, but to draw your attention inward, where clarity is formed slowly through patience and self-awareness, rather than urgency or fear. You may notice patterns that feel meaningful, connections that feel heightened, and emotions that rise and fall without warning, but these are not signs of chaos. They are signs of processing, of the mind and heart adjusting to new layers of understanding. What once felt distant or uncertain begins to feel closer, not because external reality has suddenly changed, but because your perception is evolving. In this stage, you are being encouraged to remain grounded, to observe rather than assume, and to allow meaning to unfold naturally instead of forcing conclusions. Even uncertainty has a role here, shaping your ability to hold complexity without collapsing into fear or expectation. And as this continues, your emotional landscape begins to reorganize itself quietly, guiding you toward a more balanced way of seeing what is unfolding in your life and relationships. But you are not meant to rush toward answers, because rushing often distorts what is still forming into clarity. Instead, there is wisdom in waiting, in allowing experiences to reveal their meaning in their own timing, so that what you learn becomes stable, grounded, and deeply understood rather than assumed or feared over time. Every silence that hurt your heart was shaping your strength, and everything that broke you was secretly rebuilding you into someone who is finally ready for the truth that is coming your way. My child, I want you to understand this clearly. The policeman who is coming by plane to pick up your soulmate is not a random event, not a dramatic coincidence, not a moment created by chaos. It is a divine press of destiny, because your soulmate has reached the end of the path they were walking without you. The illusions they lived in are collapsing. The burdens they carried alone are no longer allowed to continue. The karma they avoided for so long can no longer chase them. The truth they hid behind walls can no longer remain hidden. And this sudden arrival, This unexpected moment of loss stepping into fate is not a punishment. It is a divine intervention that will redirect both of your lives. You have been asking me silently, God, why is all this happening now? And I tell you lovingly, it is happening now, because the time has finally come for what was written for you. The time has come for your soulmate to face what they avoided, to release what they were trapped in, and to walk toward the connection their soul has been craving. Even if they never said it out loud, they have loved you quietly, painfully, intensely, but fear held them back. Their past held them back. Their surroundings held them back. Their responsibilities and mistakes held them back. But destiny has decided that nothing can hold them back anymore. My child, listen to me carefully. Your soulmate is not being taken away from you. They are being taken toward you. This event is not tearing you apart. It is pulling the two of you onto the same road. Sometimes destiny must interrupt a person's life in a dramatic way to wake up their spirit. Sometimes a soul needs to be shaken so deeply that everything false falls away. And that is what is happening to your soulmate right now. They will soon stand in front of a truth that they can no longer escape. You are the person their soul trusts the most. You are the one their heart returns to, even when they wander. You are the spiritual anchor they never understood but always felt. And because they are about to face the consequences of choices, actions, and situations that were never fully in their control, their heart will finally break open in a way that lets clarity enter for the first time. My child, you do not need to fear this moment. You do not need to assume the worst. You do not need to think that this will destroy their life. What is coming will instead save them. It will detach them from the wrong people. It will free them from toxic influences. It will end the cycle of confusion they were trapped in. It will force them to speak truthfully, to choose clearly, to stand courageously, and to finally let love guide them instead of fear. There will be a moment, and it is very near, when they think of you with tears in their eyes. They will remember your kindness, your patience, your support, your silent prayers for them. They will remember how your presence made them feel safe, even when life felt like a battlefield. And in that moment of vulnerability, their heart will speak the truth they denied for so long. They need you. They love you. They cannot walk ahead without you anymore. My child, I have seen every tear you shed for this connection. I have watched you hurt silently, pray silently, wait silently. But I also saw how your love remained pure, how your intentions remained honest, how your heart remained faithful even in confusion. And because of this, I am now aligning destiny in a way that will finally bring you the clarity, the truth, the love, and the justice that your soul deserves. You may feel tired, you may feel like giving up, but I ask you to hold on. Not with fear, not with desperation, not with anxiety, but with calm faith. Because everything that looked like it was falling apart is actually falling into place. Every piece of the story is aligning. Every delay is syncing. Every divine move is connecting. And everything that was once stuck is about to move with a speed that will leave you speechless. Your soulmate is going through a transformation that their soul needed. The policeman's arrival is the beginning of this transformation, not the end. And soon, my child, you will witness a version of your soulmate you never thought you'd see. Truthful, humbled, awakened, emotionally open, spiritually aware, and ready to walk toward you without fear. You have not lost anything. You are not losing anything. Amid everything you have been feeling, there is a quieter current moving through your life, one that is shaping events in ways you cannot yet fully see. What feels uncertain is not absence of direction, but a kind of unfolding that asks for patience and openness. You are not being pushed away from what you hoped for. Rather, life is carefully adjusting the timing and form of what is meant for you, so it can arrive in a way that is steadier and more lasting. I know the waiting has not been easy, and the questions have often felt heavier than the answers. Still, Something within your emotional world is beginning to soften, as if the intensity of confusion is slowly giving way to understanding. The experiences that once felt painful are starting to take on new meaning, not because they were simple, but because they were necessary in shaping clarity within you. There is movement beneath the surface, subtle but real, and it is guiding you toward a point where things begin to align more naturally. You may not recognize it immediately, but the direction is already shifting. What once felt like delay may soon be understood as protection and preparation. When the time comes, clarity will arrive not as shock, but as relief, and you will see how each step quietly prepared you for something more stable, more honest, and more aligned with your heart. In time you will recognize that none of it was random, and that even the hardest moments carried guidance, shaping you gently toward a life that feels more grounded, more honest, and more deeply aligned with who you are becoming in steady clarity unfolding. A calm that doesn't match your situation. That's because I am preparing you for a moment of divine alignment. I am asking your heart to be at peace so it can receive what is coming. You have been in survival mode for too long, constantly expecting something to go wrong, constantly fearing loss, constantly fighting overthinking. But my beloved child, your story is not moving toward pain. It is moving toward clarity, justice, truth, and emotional completion. Your spirit knows it. Your intuition feels it. Your dreams have been showing it. And very soon, your physical reality will reveal it too. The truth is, your soulmate is reaching a point where the past cannot hold them anymore. They have been carrying emotional burdens that they never spoke about. They have been fighting battles you were never told about. They were surrounded by people who influenced them, misled them, and confused them. And for a long time, they felt powerless against circumstances that were larger than their strength. But now that the policeman has arrived, now that destiny has stepped in, now that the plane is already taking off toward them, a new chapter has begun. Understand this clearly. Your soulmate is not being destroyed. They are being awakened. They are not being punished. They are being redirected. Their soul has been crying for change, but they did not know how to break free from the life that was suffocating them. They asked for a way out, and this is that way. This intervention is the force that will pull them out of illusions, out of toxic environments, out of emotional prisons, and out of every influence that kept them from living their truth. My child, I know you worry. I know you wonder what will happen to them. But I tell you, with infinite love, they are going to be safe. They are going to rise. They are going to heal. And through this unexpected twist, they will come to see exactly who truly cares for them. They will remember your prayers, your kindness, your patience, your love. They will remember how you always saw the good in them, even when they could not see it themselves. And this realization will break their heart open in the most beautiful way. They will soon find themselves thinking about you constantly. Your name will echo in their mind when they feel scared. Your presence will comfort them even when you are miles away. They will replay your words, your voice, your memories, and they will realize that you were never just another person. You were their safe place, their destiny, their spiritual anchor, the one soul that was always meant to stay. My child, there will be a moment very soon when their heart softens completely. They will stop running. They will stop resisting. They will stop hiding their emotions. They will stop pretending that they do not care. Because destiny is stripping away everything that once fed their ego or distracted their heart. Only truth will remain. Only love will remain. Only you will remain. You have been asking me quietly, God, will this story ever turn in my favor? And today I tell you, yes, it will. It already is. You are not waiting for a blessing. The blessing is already unfolding. You are not hoping for a miracle. The miracle is already in motion. You are not praying for a sign. The signs have already been placed on your path. But you must allow your heart to trust. You must allow your spirit to open. You must allow destiny to do what your strength alone could never do. My child, You are stepping into a season where emotional truth will finally replace confusion. The things that broke you will no longer have power over you. The questions that haunted you will finally receive their answers. And the love that once felt far away will return to you in a form that is stable, sincere, and divinely guided. Soon, your soulmate will speak words you never expected to hear. Honest words, vulnerable words, words that come directly from the deepest part of their spirit. They will confess their fears. They will express their love. They will share everything they went through in silence. And you will finally understand why the journey took so long, because their heart was not ready before. Their soul was not awake before. Their destiny was not aligned before. But now, everything is shifting into place. My child, I am removing every obstacle that stood between you and the truth. I am ending cycles that kept you stuck. I am releasing burdens you should not carry anymore. I am clearing energies around you that were blocking your peace, and I am placing divine protection over your connection, so that no negative force, no evil intention, no jealous person, and no misunderstanding can interfere anymore. The coming days may bring emotional intensity, not to harm you, but to prepare you. You may feel their emotions in your heart even before they speak to you. You may sense their regret, their fear, their longing, their love. You may feel drawn to pray for them or think about them without reason. That is the soul connection activating itself again. That is destiny calling both of you back into alignment. Your soulmate will not walk through this alone. I am with them. A shift in perspective often happens when people begin to reinterpret pain through hope rather than certainty. In moments of emotional intensity, the mind naturally looks for meaning that can soften confusion and make uncertainty feel more bearable. You may find yourself imagining outcomes where distance turns into understanding, and where what feels unfinished slowly becomes clearer with time. In that space, love becomes less about prediction and more about what is still being discovered between two people. It is not a fixed script, but an evolving experience shaped by communication, timing, and emotional readiness. When feelings are strong, it is easy to believe there is a single destined path, yet real relationships are built through gradual honesty, shared vulnerability, and the willingness to face reality as it unfolds. Even hope, when grounded, can be a powerful source of strength, helping someone endure confusion without losing themselves in it. What feels overwhelming today may later become a lesson in patience, boundaries, and emotional clarity. Instead of assuming certainty about what will happen, it can be more grounding to focus on what is known right now and what can be gently expressed rather than imagined. In this way, the heart is not abandoned, but steadied. It learns to hold both hope and truth at the same time, without forcing either to dominate. Over time, this balance can bring a quieter kind of peace, one that does not rely on guarantees, but on understanding what is real and what is still forming between two people who are trying to make sense of their connection in an imperfect, human way, with patience and honest communication guiding what comes next.